So, students will continue with error reporting messages in this lecture now. So, one of the main responsibilities of ICMP is to report some errors, as IP is an unreliable protocol and that may occur during the processing of the IP datagram. ICMP does not correct errors, it simply reports them. ICMP does not correct errors, it simply reports them. Error correction is left to the higher level protocols, correct errors and report them simply. So, whatever are the higher level protocols, they are responsible for error correction. The only information available in the datagram about the route is the source and destination IP addresses. ICMP uses the source IP address to send the error message to the source of the datagram. ICMP follows some rules in reporting messages so as to make error reporting process simple. ICMP follows some rules in reporting messages. First rule is no error message will be generated for a datagram for a datagram for a data having a multicast address or special address. This may be a host or loopback. Second rule is no ICMP error message will be generated in response to a datagram carrying an ICMP error message. The third rule is no ICMP error message will be generated for a fragmented datagram which is not the first fragment. So all error messages contains a data section that includes IP header of the original datagram plus first 8 bytes of data in that datagram. In order to give the original source, the original datagram header is added which receives error message information about the datagram itself. So, in order to give the original source, the original datagram header is added which receives error message information about the datagram itself. The 8 bytes of data are included because the first 8 bytes provide information about port numbers which may be UDP and TCP and sequence number. The source can inform the protocols about the error. With this information, all error messages will contain a data section that includes the IP header of the original datagram plus first 8 bytes of data in that datagram. So you can see this figure for that. So all error messages will contain a data section that includes the IP header of the original datagram plus first 8 bytes of data in that datagram. You can see IP header in all the error message. Received datagram, IP header, 8 bytes, rest of data. Next IP header, 8 bytes, ICMP packet, ICMP. So this is contents of data field for the error message figure. You can see this figure. So now we'll see about destination unreachable. This is the most widely used error message which is called destination unreachable and it is also known as type 3. These messages use different codes 0 to 15 to define the type of error message and the reason why a datagram has not reached its final destination. For example, so I have told you to use these different codes 0 to 15. For example, code 0 tells the source that a host is unreachable. This may happen, for example, when we use the HTTP protocol to access a web page but server is down. Message destination host is not reachable is created and sent back to the source. Next is source quench. This is another error message called source quench, which is type 4, which informs the sender that the network has encountered congestion and the datagram has been dropped. The source need to slow down sending more datagrams. ICMP adds a kind of congestion control mechanism to IP protocol by using this type of message. Next is redirection message. The redirection message, which is also known as type 5, is used when the source uses a wrong router to send out its message. The router redirects that message to the appropriate router and informs the source that it needs to change its default router in the future. IP address of the default router is sent in the message. We have seen that TTL field in the IP datagram and it prevents a datagram from being aimlessly circulated in the internet. When the TTL value becomes 0, datagram is dropped by the visiting router and a time exceeded message known as type 11 with code 0 is sent to the source to inform it about the situation. The time exceeded message with code 1 can also be sent when not all fragments of a datagram arrive within a predefined period of time. Next, we'll discuss about parameter problem, which is type 12. Type 12, which is a parameter problem message, can be sent when either there is a problem in the header of a datagram code 0 or some options are some options are some options are some options are missing or cannot be interpreted. Code 1. So what is parameter problem, which is type 12, which is parameter problem message can be sent when either there is a problem in the header of a datagram code 0 or some options are missing or cannot be interpreted code 1. Now we'll discuss about query messages. In ICMP, query messages can be used independently without relation to an IP datagram. A query message needs to be encapsulated in a datagram as a carrier. In the internet, query messages are used to probe or test the liveness of host or routers. Then find the one way or round trip time for an IP datagram between devices, or even find out whether the clocks in two devices are synchronized. These query messages come in pairs, request and reply. Echo request, which is type 8, and echo reply, which is type 0, pair of messages are used by a host or a router to test the liveness of another host or router. A host or router sends an echo request message to another host or router. If latter is alive, it responds with an echo reply message. Applications of this pair is done in two debugging tools, ping and traceroute. Timestamp request type 13. Timestamp request type 13 and timestamp reply type 14 pair of messages are used to find the round trip time between two devices or to check whether the clocks in two devices are synchronized. Are synchronized. Synchronized. The timestamp request message sends a 32-bit number which defines which defines which defines the time the message is sent. Timestamp reply resends the number that includes two new 32-bit numbers representing the time the request was received and the time the response was sent. If all timestamps represent universal time, sender can calculate the one-way and round trip time. Next, we'll discuss about deprecated messages. Three pairs of deprecated messages. Just a minute. Deprecated messages. Three pairs of messages are declared obsolete by IETF. 1. Information request and reply messages are not used today because their duties are done by ARP. 2. Address mask request and reply messages are not used today because their duties are done by DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Third, router solicitation and advertisement messages are not used today because their duties are done by DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Next, we'll discuss about debugging tools. The viability of a host or router can be determined. The viability of a host or router can be determined. For debugging in the internet, there are several tools that can be used. Two tools that use ICMP for debugging, ping and traceroute. Now we'll discuss about ping. Ping program is used to find if a host is alive and responding. Here ping is used to show how it uses ICMP packets. Source host sends ICMP echo request messages, then the destination responds with ICMP echo reply messages if alive. Ping program sets the identifier field in the echo request and echo reply message and starts the sequence number from 0. This number is incremented by 1 each time a new message is sent. The round trip time is calculated by ping. It inserts the sending time in the data section of the message. When the packet arrives, it subtracts the arrival time from the departure time to get the round trip time RTT. So this is about ping. So what I have told, ping used to find if a host is alive and responding. Ping is used to show how it uses ICMP packets. Source host sends ICMP echo request messages, then the destination responds with ICMP echo reply messages if alive. Ping program sets the identifier field in the echo request and echo reply message and starts the sequence number from 0. This number is incremented by 1 each time a new message is sent. The round trip time is calculated by ping. It inserts the sending time in the data section of the message. When the packet arrives, it subtracts the arrival time from the departure time to get the round trip time. Example. The example is here. The following shows how we send a ping message to the auniversity.edu site. We set the identifier field in the echo request and reply message and start the sequence number from 0. This number is incremented by 1 each time a new message is sent. Note that ping can calculate the round trip time. It inserts the sending time in the data section of the message. When the packet arrives, it subtracts the arrival time from the departure time to get the round trip time at it. So this is shown pinguniversity.edu, then pinguniversity.edu 152.181.8.3, which is 56 into bracket 84 bytes of data, 64 bytes from auniversity.edu, which is 152.181.8.3. ICMP sequence is 0. TTL is time to live is 62. Time is 1.91 millisecond. Next, 64 bytes from auniversity.edu 152.181.ICMP sequence 1. TTL is 62. Time 2.04 milliseconds. Next is ICMP sequence 2. TTL 62. Time is 1.90 milliseconds. The same auniversity.edu. Next, ICMP sequence 3. TTL 62. Time 197 millisecond. Next, ICMP sequence 4. TTL 62. Time 1.93 millisecond. Next, ICMP sequence 5. TTL 62. Time 2 millisecond. So, we can see auniversity.edu statistics. 6 packets transmitted. So, you can see 6 packets transmitted, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 6 packets transmitted. 6 packets transmitted. 6 packets transmitted. 6 received. 0 packets loss. So RTT minimum slash average slash maximum is equal to, minimum is, how much is the minimum time in all this? 1.90 millisecond. How much is the average? Average comes to be, you find out the average of all this, it comes to be 1.95 milliseconds. Then if you find maximum, it is 2.04 milliseconds. 2.04 milliseconds. So next we'll see about trace root or tracert. Traceroute program in Unix or tracert in Windows can be used to trace the path of a packet from a source to the destination. It can find the IP addresses of all the routers that are visited along the path. The program is usually set to check for the maximum of 30 hops routers to be visited, whereas the number of hops in the internet is normally less than this. So traceroute or traceroute program in Unix or tracert in Windows can be used to trace the path of a packet from a source to the destination. It can find the IP addresses of all the routers that are visited along the path. The program is usually set to check for the maximum of 30 hops or routers to be visited. The number of hops in the internet is normally less than this. Since the behavior of these two programs is different in Unix and Windows. What is traceroute? Traceroute program is different from ping program. The ping program gets help from two query messages. Traceroute program gets help from two error reporting messages. Time exceeded and destination unreachable. The traceroute is an application layer program, but only the client program is needed, because the client program never reaches the application program in the destination host. There is no traceroute server program. Traceroute application program is encapsulated in a UDP user datagram, but traceroute intentionally uses a port number that is not available at the destination. In the path, if there are n routers, the traceroute program sends n plus 1 messages. Whatever are the first n messages are discarded by the n routers. One by each router, last message is discarded by the destination host. The traceroute client program uses the n plus 1 ICMP error reporting messages received to find the path between the routers. The traceroute program does not need to know the value of n. It is found automatically. it is found automatically. This figure shows that the value of n is so you can see in this figure the value of n is 3. What is n? How many number of routers are there? So n is 3. You can see in this figure the number of routers in this figure is 3. 3. Whatever is the first traceroute program, whatever is the first traceroute message, it is sent with TTL value set to 1. You can see the first one, the first is traceroute message is sent with TTL value set to 1. Message is discarded at first router and a time exceeded ICMP error message is sent. Where the traceroute program can find the IP address of the first router, source, which is nothing but source IP address of the error message and the router name, data section of the message. Second traceroute message is sent with TTL set to 2, that can find the IP address and name of the second router. The third message can find the information about router 3. Fourth message reaches the destination host. You can see TTL4 reaches the destination. Here it is a destination, whereas the other do not reach the destination. You can see TTL4 reaching the destination. Direct you can see TTL4 reaching the destination host. Host is also dropped because the destination host cannot find the port number specified in the UDP user datagram. Then ICP sends a different message. ICP sends a different message. When this different ICP message is received, traceroute program knows that final destination is reached. Uses the information in the received message to find the IP address and name of final destination. Traceroute program also sets a timer to find the round trip time for each router and the destination. Most traceroute programs send 3 messages to each device with the same TTL value to be able to find a better estimate for round trip time. So this example I'll tell. tracerouteprinters.com. Example tracerouteprinters.com 113.1.69.93 30 hops maximum 38 byte packets. So one route front.edu 153.18.31.254 millisecond, 0.891 millisecond, 0.875 millisecond. To Generic net 137.164.32.140 3.069 millisecond, 2.875 millisecond, 2.93 millisecond. SterINet 132.16.132.20 3.07 millisecond, 2.876 millisecond, 2.929 millisecond. Fourth, alphaprinters.com 13.1.69.93 5.922 millisecond, 5.048 millisecond, 4.922 millisecond.